You may recall a few months ago I did a Z5 review with the 24-50 lens where I said I will talk a little bit about the performance of this lens as well. Well, it took me a little while to do a review on the lens on its own, but I finally put it through its paces on my Z6 camera and compared it to the 24-70 f4. So let's take a look. The 24-50 has a maximum aperture of f4 to 6.3 and a minimum aperture of f22 to f36. But despite being a plastic mounted lens, it doesn't skimp on the optics. It has 11 elements in 10 groups, including 2 ED elements and 3 aspherical elements. The lens lacks VR, so you do have to rely on the built-in image stabilization in your camera in order to get that vibration reduction capability. It's retractable and weighs just 195 grams, making it the lightest full-frame Z lens on the market. And it takes a 52mm front diameter filter, which means that you'll probably have a filter lying around to put on the front of it. One of the things I like about this lens is the fact that it focuses as close as 35 centimeters throughout the zoom range. However, I will say that the performance is better if you take a few steps back and then either crop or zoom in. The optical quality at the closest focusing distance was not as good as it was if you focused halfway through the focusing range or even at infinity. So, go figure. I heard a number of reports that it performs well at infinity, and I have to agree with those. I compared it to the 24-70 f4, which is obviously the kit lens that comes with the Z6 and the Z7. That is an S-line lens, so it's a professional lens. It is actually designed to be one of their superior quality lenses versus this one, which is kind of a cheap and cheerful lens designed to be your travel companion more than anything else. And you do get what you pay for. It's not outstanding at any particular focal length, but I also wouldn't say that it's particularly soft. It's not going to necessarily knock your socks off, but at the same time, if you want something that weighs next to nothing to put on the front of your camera, this genuinely is the smallest lens that money can buy. If you saw my review on the Z5, then you will have seen the sample images I took with that camera and a little bit of video, all using this lens. But let's take a few sample images using this lens on the Z6. The lens was great for walking about when I didn't want to carry any heavy equipment with me and I literally just wanted to take one lens, one body, and be able to shoot a variety of subjects. I found out that it does work manual focus with the Kenko extension tubes as well. So if you do want to do some macro, you can use the Kenko DG extension tube set and you will be able to focus about 2 centimeters away, depending on which extension tube you use. So if you do want to do some macro, then that is the easiest way to do it at the moment. Of course, because it's got a 52mm front element, you could also use a close-up filter. I haven't had a chance to use one with this particular lens, but I have used them with other lenses with great success while we wait not so patiently for a Nikon macro lens. But the price point thing is a good point. So the 24-50 is just under £300 in the UK, whereas the 24-70 f4, when not bought in a kit, is actually over £800. So if you look at that price difference, you kind of have to ask yourself, is it worth spending the extra for a pro quality lens, or do you just want something easy to travel around with that will almost fit in the pocket for under £300? I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Nikon come up with in the future in terms of pancake prime lenses. I think that those will have the edge of quality over this one, but as zooms go, it reminds me very much of the DX16-50, which is also a compact zoom lens with a similar design to this one, but is surprisingly good considering that it was just designed as a package lens for a particular camera. Now, I for one was a little bit surprised when Nikon brought out a kit lens exclusively to go with the Z5, and we weren't really expecting another FX zoom at this point. It is plastic mounted. It does have that retractable zoom mechanism that we're starting to see on more and more kit lenses, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad lens. Yes, it's plastic, but that also means that it's lighter. So this is how it looks when it's on the camera, and then you need to push it out that much to get to 24, and 50 makes very little difference in terms of the size. In fact, it makes no difference to the size at all. It does also have a manual focus ring, which sometimes these kit lenses tend to miss, which means that you can use it manual focus for macro or close-up work, which I found very useful for this particular little model, as its autofocus is not super duper fast, it's not lightning quick, but it's still fast enough for most situations. Thank you very much as always for watching, and if you like what you see, please do like and subscribe to our channel.